Hey, welcome back to One Last Hand. It's me, Scott, and we are back playing some Dragon Eclipse. We're on scenario C, which is us returning to Kieberg after the earthquake and then the dragons, and there's a lot happened, I'm not going to lie. And we are delving in to where we are from here. So open map 4 was the last instruction. Just to point out, we are here. This is called Aftershock, and we are down here starting off. So we came back to town, we had a fight with a Emberling, we kicked the Emberling's butt, and now the Emberling is ours, he's in our backpack. We are going to start exploring this map. If you don't have the local hero part 2 status, place a token in part B. We have part 2. If you have the local hero part 2 status, place a token A in slot 1. Okay, we can do that. Let's get these out. So A goes in here, right? Let's just read that again. If you have the local hero status part 2, place token A in slot 1. If you don't have the local hero part 2 status, place token B. So we've got that. If you have time passer status, gain secret 28 and 29. We don't have that. It does say there was a fire during your absence. Place secret 24 face down in the event slot, and set the time to 2, so we can do that. Where's our time tracker? Over here. So we can put that over here, and now I need secret number 24. Let's just grab that. I should have been more prepared. 23 and 24. Okay, so we know how this works. We're gonna have a look around, see what we can find. Secret, that's 22. Was that the one I wanted? Secret 24. I'm an idiot. Okay, secret 24, there it is. Tuck that down there, just so you can see the top edge of it, just down here. Okay, so we're gonna be wandering around this map trying to find things. The time track is gonna be going down as we're doing that, and as we investigate, we're gonna find whatever we can to help us in our quest, but also help the town. So local hero status part 2, place token A in slot 1. You've returned the Exilia to Olin, so we've done that ages ago. If you have the local hero part 1, this is weird. So if you don't have local hero part 2 status, place token in slot B. In slot 1, sorry. If you have the local hero part 2 status, place a token A in slot 1. If you have time passer status, gain secret 28, 29, we don't. Place secret 24 in the event slot and time on the 2. You don't need to hurry, take your time to assess this situation. If you have the local hero part 1 status, go to script 20, C28. Is this requirement met? Yes. I'm just going to check this before I go any further. C10, if you have the local hero, go to C20, 21. So we do have local hero 1 on our sheet. So, and I've got the sheet here, so local hero 1 and 2 are checked down here. So we are heading off to C28, I think it is. Go to script C28.
The sight of the ruined town brings tears to your eyes. Many essential machines are broken, but with relief you notice the one you helped repair yesterday is still operating. The townsfolk are also distraught. Some walk aimlessly through the streets, their gaze wandering around in disbelief. You approach a man with a twisted ankle and help support his weight. "The city hall collapsed, Tamar," he says, staring into your eyes. "The Duchess was wounded. How could you allow that? Where were you when we needed your assistance?" You don't answer, reminding yourself that he probably raves in pain. You help him arrive at the makeshift infirmary and ask a nurse about the situation in the city. "It's bad," she replies. "Guards are occupied with the collapsed city hall. Rangers run around almost aimlessly, and your tamers are exhausted from trying to overcome the Mistling's growing panic. We need you. Help the people of Kieberg. With your companions, you could do more than most of us."
No pressure. Gained secret 25. Secret 25. Secret 25. Okay, let's just read this. Before the tavern was flooded, innkeepers... hold on, we can probably hit continue here. So we're going to read this. So before the tavern was flooded, innkeepers had managed to build a makeshift dam. The cellar is filled with water, but the building is intact. You wonder how dire the situation would be if you hadn't repaired the machinery yesterday. We don't even know what that machine did. Note, trying to help the city gather as many parts of the city in ruin status as possible. 1. Some of the machines need repair. 2. People in the infirmary need aid. 3. Some people may be in immediate danger. 4. Maybe you can convince the wild mislings to help the city. They gather around the windmills. Okay, so there's lots of us to do. Begin the exploration. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the map before we go any further, because we want to see if there's any. So let's have a little look at what we've got. Is there any secret numbers that we can see? I can't see any off the get-go. Doesn't appear blindingly obvious as to where secret numbers are, if there are any. So I guess we'll crack on, shall we? Where do we want to go? What's C59? We should check that out first, right? This is down here. This is a path somewhere. I just want to see where that goes.
This street leads toward the center of Kayberg, where the city hall is.
Okay. Leave this part of town. I have things to do here. We don't want to go there just yet, but we know we can head down there to find more. Let's go to C31, the infirmary. People need us. Let's go and have a little look.
The tent covers a makeshift infirmary. All those who have been injured in the earthquake are brought here and cared for by Olin and good-hearted volunteers.
If token A is in slot 1, go to script C26. It is.
There are a lot of wounded people in the tent, but most look stable. Olin flits around the beds, tending to those in need. Fortunately, he is not alone. A few townspeople have volunteered to assist him. Your attention is drawn to an empty bottle of the elixir you found for Olin yesterday. There is also a large container filled with some tinted liquid beside it, likely a diluted draught. Among the patients, you notice Hazel and Alvin, the latter's young Gaidon sitting at the foot of his bed. Since both Hazel and Alvin are safe, you begin to hope maybe everything will be all right.
Okay, I'm guessing this is a picture of Alvin, I'm guessing. Who knows? Okay. What's next? Gain the City in Ruin status. That sounds delightful. I had a pencil, it's over here. City in Ruin. Status 2. Okay. If you don't have it already, people are in good shape thanks to the infirmary working well. I can speak to Olin. I can approach Hazel only if you have secret 27. Now we've got secret 8. Or slot 2 is empty, which it is. Approach Alvin only if you have no parts of the eager tamer. We don't. Let's speak to Alvin, shall we? It's going to cost us time. Is speaking to Hazel, yes. Is speaking with Olin? No. Go to script C19. We'll do that first.
Olin avoids looking at his workshop. The ruins are visible from the infirmary. Instead, he shakes your hand and says, "Thank you so much for your help yesterday. If it hadn't been for you and the experimental elixir, I wouldn't have been able to deal with the first wave of patients. Look around. It's a tragic sight, but people live, right? We have survived. If you or your creatures need help, just tell me."
I think we're okay, thanks, buddy. You may spend time to heal 3, continue exploration. We've got a little bit of hit points on Furple, but I think we're going to continue without healing. If we go back to C31, we'll stop you from talking. This is in slot A. That takes us back to where we are.
There are...
So the question is, do we want to speak to Alvin? Yes, I'm going to speak to Alvin. We're going to lose some time. And we go to script C7.
After a brief greeting, Alvin spins the tale about his night. I left the library and I went home to train the Gyadon. Following your guidelines, of course. He winces with pain after making an abrupt motion with his hand. I stayed up late and lost track of time. Then a powerful quake snaps me from my focus. A heartbeat later, the ceiling collapsed. I thought I was done for. But no, Gyadon enveloped us with a barrier of leaves, pieces of the roof sliding off. I felt a connection to my lovely creature. I felt its emotions, love and care. It was just like you told me. Then slates fell on my shin. He chuckles. And on my head, and I'm here, recovering. When this is all over, I think I'll go and explore the woods around the town. I can't stop thinking about all the experiences and training I can get in these troubled times.
Okay, thanks, Alvin. Encourage him, discourage him. Let's encourage him. He will learn by practice. Gain the Eager Tamer status 1. We can do that. Perfect. And continue the exploration. Okay, we don't really want to speak to... I don't think I want to speak to Hazel, although I'm intrigued about these translucent figures, but I'm guessing she didn't know because she gave it away to be looked at. I'm going to go to the library because we got some info and some visions, and I just wonder...
The library doors are open to those who've lost their homes and livelihood. Buckets filled with water are prepared in the vicinity. Slade, the librarian, observed the situation with a deep frown. The crowd in front of the library is growing steadily, and so is the atmosphere of gloom. No one laughs, and no one smiles. People seem anxious, and those who have taken stock of what they've lost can barely hold back their tears. The innkeeper's husband prepares meals in the kitchen, but it doesn't bring any consolation.
Okay, I can buy something for 1 silver. I can buy some universal equipment for 4 silver. I can speak with Slade. I can ask about mislings. Let's try speaking with Slade first of all. Is token A in slot 4? No, it's not. Is token B in slot 4? No, it's not.
Everything is wrong, Slade exclaims. People pile up my books and sit on them. The water has stopped flowing. The innkeeper and her husband make a ruckus with their kettles. You notice that he omits the topic of the earthquake, and that he seems outraged, yet ceaselessly brews herbal tea for all those he nags about. Where are the engineers when we need them? The machine past the tavern buzzes like crazy, he complains. Someone should do something about the water system. I can't live like a tramp.
Continue the exploration. Okay, so he's given us some things to go and look at. There was a load of other options, but I think we'll come back to that. We didn't have to use any time. Let's go to C12. That's over here, and I think this might be a machine. We should put our little character over here, right? Okay, C12.
No hope, the engineer says. I can't fix it. The machinery will run wild any minute now. We desperately need those water creatures to control the pressure. Without them, the pipes may burst. You offer your help, and the engineer ponders for a few moments. The only way to alleviate the situation is to fix the valve. I tried it myself, but without effect. It's rusted because of our negligence and our blind reliance on the creatures. Maybe it'll work with you, though. Well, no harm in trying.
Okay, try to fix the valve. Scavenge surroundings, leave. We're going to try and fix the valve, right? Go to script C15. Perform a test. At the end of the test, if token A is in slot 4, ignore eyeballs. Okay, it's not. Misfortune, sorry. effect below. Fiddling with the flooded tavern lessened the pressure in the pipework. Okay, at the end of the test, if you have at least 2 misfortune, lose time. If I have a tool, which I don't, you may discard all cards you already drawn. Missling, a fire missling. Once per turn, you may add one creature. You may add one. The creature helps with welding. We don't have a fire missling with us. I mean, he's in our encyclopedia. I'm assuming we can't use them because of that. So that means we're going to have to use these. Okay, let's have a look at the results of what happens if we do this. Let's find C15 in the book, because sometimes it's easier to see that and I can show it to you. Over here, we just need to be aware of those 2 things. We're on time 1. Hopefully, there you go. Okay, at the end of the test, if token A is in slot, we already read that. If we get 5 or less, slowly, with the help of the engineer, you repair the machine. Gain 1 damage and go to script C16. 6. The machine works once again. Go to script C16. 7. You and the engineer make a great duo. The work is done in no time. Go to gain 1 item and go to script 16. 8 or more. If you've wasted a lot of time and energy, spend one tools or gain 1 fatigue and 2 health, and continue the exploration. Okay, let's move these out of the way. And we will crack on, shall we? Let's. So if we get 2 eyeballs, we lose time. These are all of the item cards. If you don't know how this works, we're going to turn these over. They're going to have a number on them. That's how many points we add to the test. And if they have eyeballs on them, they're little misfortune symbols. The more of those we get, bad news. Okay, number 1 is worth 1. There's not many cards left in this deck, and one of them we know is worth 6. Be great if it came out now, although we'd lose time, so maybe not. Another eyeball, so that's the little eyeball we're looking for. That's bad news, and that's 2. We've got another one, that's 3, and all of these things are the same. Oh my god. What cards have I got? Discard the card you just drew, or add 2 to a test number, or subtract. I think I just have to keep going. Okay, that's 6. Okay, 6 is the machine works once again. We don't lose time for that, but we do lose time. So I think we do this. We stop here, right? This makes the most sense. We're going to lose 1 time. It goes down here. And we've got 6. The machine works once again. We don't gain anything. But let's go to 6, C16. The machine works again. Once again, go to script C16.
The machinery screeches and grates, letting out occasional clouds of steam. But after a moment of struggle, it begins to work properly. You sigh with relief.
Great. Gain the City in Ruin Part 1 status. I've lost my pencil again. City in Ruin Part 1. City in Ruin Part 1. We've got that. The machine operates properly, diverting water from widespread pipe malfunction. Place token A in slot 4. Slot 4 is it 4? 5. Slot 4 in 5. Okay, slot 5, not 4. Place token A in slot 5. Continue the exploration. When we get a continue the exploration, we have to do the secret card, which is wherever you go, you hear rumours about the collapse of the city hall. Go to script C3. If you have the time passes status, go to script C6. We do not.
You wonder which problem to tackle first, when 2 people approach, interrupting your thoughts. "The library's in flames!" one shouts. "The fire spread from the ruins of Hazel's shop," the other says. You spot another thick plume of dark smoke against the blue of the sky. You falter, unsure what to do. The library is more important, but there must be people helping already. The fire in the ruins is probably spreading as well, but it is also less dangerous.
Fire in the ruins and the fire in the library. We have to go to the library, right? There's loads of people in the library. Discard secret 24, place secret 26. Okay, so you can go back in there. And this one goes down here. Set time on 4. We are running out of time. I thought we said they had loads of time. Face down in the event slot, set to 4. You don't really have much time. You'd better hurry or your time runs out before you solve any of your problems. Gain secret 28 and 29. Okay, what have we got? We have secret 28, which is a library on fire from those things, or the ruins on fire. Where does this go? Up here. Oh dear. And this one, C92, is here, right? I think. That doesn't look much like the library's on fire. I mean, the fact they're called a ruin worries me a little bit. But we are going to go to C92. Help the people in the library. Go to script C8. Oh, hold on. That seemed a bit weird. Let's go back. Gain secrets 28 and 29. So we put those down. I'm pretty sure we put them in the right places. This is definitely the library. Okay. Help the people in the library fight the fire at Hazel's shop. Hazel's shop would likely give us an item, but I think we have to go to the library. There was loads of people there. C8. Perform the test. Fire mistling. Ignore the misfortune. Mistling, water mistling. Ignore all damage. At the end of the test, if you have at least 2 eyeballs, lose time. Your creatures and you manage to quell the fire, but not without some burns. That's 6. 7. Your creatures and you manage to quell the fire. Each mistling gains 1 damage. Go to script 98. 8 is you quickly dealt with the fire and had time to approach the other one as well. Go to script 95. We really need 8. Now, we know that one of these 2 items is going to be the misfortune coin, which gives us a 6, but 2 eyeballs. That might not be the worst shout, to be honest, but we also have this discard the last card we drew, and we have +2, so we could potentially get what we need to get an 8. What script number is this? This is script C8, so let's just bring up the test here. I'm a little bit wary about putting this on here, so I'm just going to tuck this over here. You're not going to be able to see it there either. I'm just going to hold it here for a second so we can see what we're doing. If we that's not where we are. Hold on. C8. It's on the back here. There it is. That might be a little bit easier to see. But it is covering up what we need to do. Okay, so we need to do some testing. Let's get our items back out here. And let's see what we've got. Okay, so we're really aiming for an 8. The first one is a 1. Okay. The next one, we know what this is, it's right at the bottom, is the coin of misfortune. That's a 6 with 2 eyeballs. That gives us 7, and we would lose some time, and we can avoid the damage. I really want to get 8, because then we can put out both fires, which could be huge. This is probably silly, but I am going to discard the card we just drew. So that goes over here, and it goes back in to all of these. We've got no more cards left, which means all of these get shuffled back together. And we're at a 1 still. So I'm just going to tuck this over here because it might be easier to keep them out of the way of all these other cards. So we're at a 1. Okay, what have we got? We have a 2, so we're at 3. We have another 3, that is 6. You know what, because I feel like this is important to us, although the City Hall might be worse, I'm tempted to use this, which is a rope, which is add 2 or subtract 2. I'm going to put this down. We're going to use it. That's, oops, the one thing I was looking to avoid. Well, we were on time 4, right? We hadn't lost any just yet. Pretty sure that was the case. They all go back there. Okay, so we got an 8, which means you quickly dealt with a fire and had time to approach the other one as well. Go to script C95.
You've dealt with the fire so efficiently that you still have the time to try to save the second location. You run through the streets leading a group of volunteers. Together, you manage to quench the second fire before it spreads. If you were any slower...
Please be items, please be items. Discard secret 28 and 29 from the map. Where was this? Oh, this is over here. 28 and 29. You're going back in the box of secrets. Okay. There you go. That's you done. Continue the exploration. Okay. Did we not lose any time for that? We must have done, surely. At the end of the test, if you have at least 2 things, lose time. Apparently we didn't. Interesting and good news. So, where the heck are we going now? I think we have to go up here, right? C50. If you have the City in Ruin status part 4, you've already solved this problem. We do not.
Mistlings wander in the streets of the city, visibly anxious. They seem to have no agenda here. Most may decide to leave at any minute, but it occurs to you that you may sacrifice a bit of time and together with other tamers persuade some creatures to help with repairing Cairburg.
Sounds like a plan. Try your luck with the mistlings. Well, of course we're going to do that. Go to script C78. It's a test, would you believe? I know it's hard to believe, but it is a test, and we've used all of our cards that are going to help us do these tests. What have we got over here? C78. C78. Okay. Let's just have a quick read. It's the one at the top here. I appreciate you can't really see it, but we'll read through it. When you have 2 misfortune, the test ends immediately. Resolve the matching outcome. Once per test, if you have the empathy part 2 status, I do, you may add 1. The wind raisers are eager to help. If token A is in slot 3, it's not. Ignore 1 misfortune. You tempt the wild mistlings with the places saturated with elemental energy. If we get a 6, the mistlings disobey and scatter all across the town. If we get a 7 to 8, you somehow persuade the creatures to cooperate. The rangers will take care of them now. Gain the City in Ruin status 4. If we get 9, you feel a sudden strong connection with the mistlings. It's unnerving, yet empowering. Remove 1 fatigue, gain 1 essence, gain the City in Ruin 4 status. So we're really aiming for a 9, but we have nothing to control this. And as soon as we get 2 misfortune, it's over for us. Let's start, shall we? Okay, we get a 1. Okay, that is not going to do it for us. We get a 4, that's 5. Okay, we're still not there. We get another 1, but an eyeball. So we're at 6, which means they disobey us. We get a 3 and a second eyeball. We are in fortune. So when you, as soon as you have 2 eyeballs, the test ends immediately. Resolve the matching outcome. The wind raiser in slot A, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is huge. You remove 1 fatigue. I don't think I've got any. Let's just double check that, but I'm pretty sure we removed them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. We get 1 essence. Sure, we'll find out what to do with essence later. I'll tuck that in there in a second. Gain the City in Ruin status 4. 1 left. And continue the exploration. Did I lose time for this? Just going to go back 1 just to see if we lose time, but I don't think it said it. Oh no, it did say it. We lose some time. Okay. And then we got a 9, so here we go. You suddenly feel a strong connection with the mistlings. It's unnerving. We've done all of those things. We're back to where we need to be. So let's get rid of these. More out the window. Now where do we go? I guess we go C47, but then we've got to go to the city ruin. So C47.
The jagged ruins are a sad reminder of Hazel's shop, once well stocked and bustling with trade. She is nowhere around, so she may have got injured. You can try to look for her in the infirmary.
Search the rubble. Follow Hazel's hints requires token A. We've already burnt that bridge. Leave. Okay, let's search the rubble. It's going to cost us some time, but let's do it. Script C54. Oh, it's a test, would you believe? At the end of the test, if you have at least 2, I'm going to move this out of the way. We won't bring this up now. We can do it on the app. Perform the test. At the end of the test, if you have at least 2 eyeballs, you get lose time. Misslings of the earth type, you may ignore an eyeball. There are some valuables among the debris. We get 1 item if we get 5 or less. There are some valuables among the debris. You get 1 item and 1 silver if we get 6. You find some intact equipment if we get 7. 8 is a failure and we lose even more time. Okay, we're back on the test. So really we want a 7, but a 6 would be fine. Hold on, was this time consuming? Go to script 54. Did I bring this down? I don't think I did. Script 54. Okay. I don't want to lose 2 time here. So we got 3 and we got another 2. That's 5. That means there are some valuables. Gain 1 item. Do I want to push it? I'm going to push it. It's a 3. That could be bad news. That's 8. And I've got nothing I can do. Okay, search. The search takes more time than expected. Gain 1 silver. Lose 1 time. Continue the exploration. Uh-oh. Greedy. I've lost my coins. Hold on. They're in here somewhere. Here they are. So we'll add this to our money over here. We're now up to 5. The maximum you can have is 10. They're all out of the thing. All of the good numbers are going. We only had 1 eyeball, so that's good news at the very least. But we continue the exploration. Okay, so we've been here and failed miserably. We haven't been to the tavern, but I think we need to go to the city hall. Or is this going to tell us to go to the city? I wonder if this is going to tell us to go to City Hall. In which case, if that's the case, if this is going to trigger go to City Hall, I'm going to go... Oh, I can't go here. I'm going to go to C22. This might be the wrong move, but we're going to try it.
The Shaded Tavern's kitchen was damaged during the tremors. The owners transformed their inn into a temporary shelter for those helping the city and moved to the unscathed library with their supplies to aid the masses hiding there. The tavern is left under the supervision of the innkeeper's sons, twin brothers, each boasting large moustaches. The tavern is almost empty. People aren't keen on sitting in partially flooded places. Only a few souls sit in the dark corners, whispering about the earthquake.
If we can get them back in the tavern, that will help them, right? That will cheer them up. Speak with Ida, only if you have the time passes. Okay, we don't have that. Ask about Ida, only if you have time passes. We don't have that. Speak with the twins. We're going to lose time if we speak to the twins. Rest for a while. We can remove a fatigue and lose time. I don't want to lose any more time here, I don't think. Do I go and go to the library again? Let's go to C42.
The library doors are open to those who've lost their...
Yep, we know that. I can buy something. I can buy some equipment. I can speak to Slate. I'm going to buy something for 1 silver. Draw 3 items, gain 1 of them, discard the rest. So where are our items? They're here. Okay, we have a leather pouch. Immediately gain 1 silver. We have herbs, heal anytime. We've already got 1 of those. We have hobnails. Gain, during the next move +1. So that was 1 silver. And I think it makes sense to take another heal, right? So that goes over there, that goes over there, and we'll take a second heal. I was really hoping for something to help with tests. I'm also going to buy some universal equipment for 4. We're spending all of our money. Might be bad news. City Hall might need some repairs. Okay, so draw 3 equipment, gain 1 of them, and discard the rest. Then choose again. Draw 3 equipment, gain 1 of them, then choose again. Does that mean choose another... Hold on. Where are we? C42. Does that mean choose another equipment? I'm guessing so, but I don't know. Or does it mean choose the next thing again? It's a weird choice of words. Buy something, draw equipment, then choose again. I'm guessing we get 2 pieces of equipment. Interesting. That's not too bad. I mean, it was quite expensive. So what have we got? We have, oh, there's another card here. We have a memento case. Combat, gain 1 energy for every 2 neutral cards in your discard. If you have a darkness missling, gain 1 energy for each neutral card in your discard instead. What? 2 neutral cards. Okay. Crystallized haste at the start of combat. Gain 4 damage. Your dash bonus action costs nothing during this combat. You can still only use it once per turn. If you have a lightness missling, your elemental bonus action costs nothing this combat. That's huge. And then Dragon Fruit combat. Discard this card and place 1 from your discard into your empty slot, into any empty slot. If you have a water missling, you may repeat this once. Is that discard 1 card and place any from your discard into an empty slot? So you've got to do that at the right time, right? And therefore, how do you have 2 empty slots? You have to use a synergy card. Interesting. I think this one is huge for us. Let's take it. That's the movement. I'm reading this that we get to do 2 of these selections, but I don't know if that's true. I'm going to go with it. We have test, gain 4 damage and immediately resolve the chosen test outcome. If you have a darkness missling, do not gain damage. We have Everflame. What does that mean? 2 torches. Okay. And we have Elemental Fungi. During combat, all passive effects in your 3rd and 4th slots apply to you this turn. If you have a Earth missling, passive effects in all of your slots apply this turn as well. So that I think, this one's really strong, right? If there is a test that we definitely need to pass, then we're gonna do it. So let's take this one, and we'll put these back. Again, I assume this was do the same thing again. Otherwise, it would say go to script whatever, right? Okay, so it wasn't too bad. That's us done. We could ask about misslings, but I'm going to leave, and we're going to continue the exploration, and we are going to go to C59.
This street leads toward the center of Kayberg, where the city hall is.
Okay, leave this part of town. We didn't get all of the status thingies, but you won't be able to return here. Go to script C62. If you have at least 3 parts of City in Ruin, go to C60. We do.
Several citizens meet you by the infirmary and offer you a small package. For your help, a woman with a bandage around her head says, "Your hard work showed us there's hope. We will prevail and rebuild our homes."
Nice. Gain 2 items. There's one, and there is another one. Immediately gain 1 silver. Nice. We'll just put our essence over here. So that can go over there. And a treat. Add or subtract 3 from the thing. We can only ever have 2 items and 3 equipment, or 3 items and 2 equipment. They are the numbers. I don't know which way round they go. Let's have a little look. Got the rules. Let's have a little look. Tests, items. You are limited to 3 items. Equipment. Equipment cards are limited to 2 at any time. Oh, balls. These all do things at the start of combat. I mean, I've been saving this and it's got a torch on it. What one do I get rid of? None of these. Would I have chosen a different item card? I wonder. Knowing that. Let's just have a little look. Combat, 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 and Everflame. So I think I would have discarded all of them anyway. So I'm going to get rid of the fire one, I think. We'll keep the test one because it could be really powerful. Okay, gain the local hero status 3 option. Local hero, local hero, local hero over here. We're now full of local heroes. If you have all 4 parts, gain city in ruin status. Sorry, if you have all 4 parts of the city in ruin status, gain 3 silver. We do not. Go to script C65. If token B is in slot 4, it's not. Slot 4 is over here. Go to script C70. If you have secret 27, use it immediately. I do not. I've got secret 8. Discard the secret from the event slot, if any, there is. It's 26. End the exploration, go to script C64.
Your work for the city is over, and now it is time to locate the places glimpsed in your vision.
Hold on. What about the city? Hold on a second.
Several citizens meet you
I'm just going back. So, leave this town. You won't be able to return here. Go to script C62. If you have 3 parts in the city in ruin, go to script C60. We did have.
Several citizens meet you by...
Yep. They gave us 2 items, which we took. We gained the local hero part 3 status, which we've got. If you have all 4 parts of the city in ruin, gain 3 silver. We do not have. Go to script C65. If token B is in slot 4, which is over here, it's not. Is this requirement met? No, it's not. If you have secret 27, use it immediately. We do not. Discard the secret from the event. Discard secret from the event slot, which is down here. We've done that. End the exploration. Go to script C64.
Your work for the city is over, and now it is time to locate the places glimpsed in your vision. You feel that this way you will both secure the future of Keiberg and shed some light on what happened to you when the dragon died. You head to the center of the town to talk to the Duchess, who should be the first one to know what you have been through. There is also a fair chance that she might know where all those mysterious lands are. There are no new emergencies in the infirmary, and all the patients are taken care of, so Olin decides to join you. After all, he has some more errands to run too. You enter the part of the city you haven't seen for a long time. You stop and look around in amazement. There is a surprisingly quiet smithy there, and a tempting tavern you would want to visit if there was time. But first of all, there is the city hall, with crowds of people and guards milling around. You also spot a small group of tamers conversing near the florist. You could have a word with them too, if there was time.
Okay, I think this is where we leave it for now. We're going to hit continue next time. This is script C64. And we'll pick up from here, heading into the city proper. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button, follow us on X at Scott.Gaming. We'll be back with more of this sometime soon. And we'll go from there. Thank you so much.